Let me respond to it.
Wait, now, Fred, let me remind you. When you went back to the IMF,
That's right.
and following that, the economy, according to what we're told, recorded very good and positive variables as far as we're concerned. Then from 2012, we slid back.
Yes.
What happened?
Governance, economy, is just like a human being.
Yeah.
Very
the accusation
strong.
was you overran your budget.
Which
your
is true.
priority in expenditure was not apt.
You are right, in discipline.
And we seem to be experiencing that
in
as
discipline,
well.
in discipline our expenditure, overrunning our budget, I agree it's not the right thing to do. What President Mahama is doing now is to build the institutions. You see, when
Danko Akufo-Addo says when he can do that better.
You see, he has not given us any reason to believe he can do that better. Rhetorist, a man who has spoken about free education
but he has not been given a chance to be president.
Why? I said foreign affairs minister. I'm saying that we'll get there. That subject, we'll get there. Foreign affairs minister, we saw him. Attorney general, we saw him. To the extent that President Kufuor got so mad in Australia, he came and booted him out of office.
No, that's repetitive.
When Chakuchi Gata, you know, wait.
Are you dreaming?
Wait. When Chakuchi Gata had taken this man to court and that day I read the newspapers, he said Akufo-Addo was punched. Akufo-Addo was flawed. He was bad. Wait, let me.
I know.
Oh, you've landed.
I know how heated the politics can be.
Yes.
But as far as we're concerned, whilst you use a minute or two, please only a minute or two, I'll be timing you 2 minutes, only to have a rebuttal after that. No. While the two of you are at each other, and I know that's how the campaign is going to be or the electioneering is going to be, how are we going to make sure we have good arguments, sane arguments that you make to the Ghanaian people, and not necessarily thriving on whatever the exigencies or inefficiencies, etc., that necessarily we can have no positive benchmarks to measure on?
Quite simple, Roland. What we do is we speak to the facts. Ghanaians know that it was President Kufuor, the first sitting president.
You have 2 minutes on the reactions. I keep telling you, Ibrahim Ajay.
You're interrupting. Whereby Shraj, a whole sitting president, was questioned by Shraj. That's a president and a government telling you that we have nothing to fear. Whereas, and then Fred cites all manner of corruptive activities. It was the Public Accounts Committee was instituted, or not, if not instituted, was commissioned under President Kufuor, and he only looked at. Hold on. That's why I said not instituted.
Oh, my brother.
But the key thing here, Fred, is that you find within the NPP, we had a proper discipline of the economy.
How?
When it comes to, and you talk about it, was Fifi Kwete. They went to the IMF in June 2009 with a document explaining how the economy had been so robust and so good. And this is on record, Fred. So when you come here and sitting here, the viewers are laughing at you. Because, and Ronald put you on notice.
Okay,
and then you said, I'm sorry, you're right. Meanwhile, you said that we left the economy in a shambles. Only for your own Fifi Kwete, Deputy Minister of Finance at the time, in June 2009, Roland. Within 6 months, when you first came in, they stopped cocoa mass spraying. And you have to ask yourselves why. Why is it as soon as NDC came in, why is it, they stopped the subsidy to mass cocoa spraying in July 2009. The facts are there. Go and check.
It's in the fifth.
And hold on. And why? You have to ask yourself, why do they do that? Because as soon as it came in, it was a grab for all. Anything that they saw that they could somehow siphon money, they did that. And that's the hallmark of the NDC. The corruptive nature, and you're talking about if you remove the word corruption, then you're left with NPP. Ghanaians and the viewers.
Which you're saying that when you,
I'm telling you that from A to Z, it is NDC who are the most corrupt.
Okay.
I mean, the stealing that is going on is hand over fist. And you're talking about, has not President Mahama instituted commissions of inquiry and what have you? How many things has he commissioned? And the fact that I want to land on this is this. When you have your own people stealing, robbing, and then you somehow put some facade.
Can you name them?
Some cosmetic facade here, saying that, we're now investigating what your own people stealing Ghana's money.
But it's not a good thing. If a government reservedly undertakes adequate investigations into perceived acts of corruption, and then even its own members are taken through a prosecutorial process, are being prosecuted, is that not indicative of the fact that a government wants to be transparent enough and wants to make the people for which it needs to be accountable to know that these are the actions I'm taking, even reservedly against my
Roland, it is good. It is good. On that one,
Okay,
I think, no, on that one, it is good. But, you know,
you're saying that the act itself is wrong.
no, but the fact is
the
that
action being taken on,
you know,
on the report about corruption
you
is
know
wrong.
how it's smoke and mirrors. That's why I
So
gave.
how can something be good
Hold
up
on,
there,
hold
but
on.
bad
But I
down?
gave you the example because the.
Okay.
No,
you have
the-
to
no,
wrap up. I want to
I'll
change the
I'll
subject.
wrap up here. Roland.
And you have a minute.
Thank you. The reality of your actions don't bear out. And I'll give you an example. That's why I brought in Honorable Elvis Afri Yankra. We saw what happened at
He's not
oh, Don, please, let me land here. You said I have
No,
60
I'm
seconds.
worried about you using Honorable Mr. Frank as an example.
I'm giving an example
No.
here, whereby when you move ministers, I mean, before he came back from Brazil, he was sacked from his post.
He was removed.
Removed, yes. He was sacked from one
That-
post.
that's not sacking.
Okay, then he was retired from one post and put into another. You have within the NDC, we saw what happened with Woyome. We saw what happened. President Mills was saying that, what do you call it? He'd given instructions to stop the payment on 2 occasions. But you had that same
It was reported
reported
that President Mills has stopped. the
Sure, but you have on 2 occasions, as per the reports that you're saying, what happened? They blindsided him. You have a corrupt government within the NDC, and it is there blatantly, Roland, for everybody to see. The smoke and mirrors that you're doing, you think you're fooling Ghanaians, it won't wash. Because you came in whereby you had a robust economy. Because as I mentioned, the letter that Fifi Kwete wrote to the IMF in June 2009, and then the stealing started, hand over fist. That is why where we are. We are broke because the NDC are stealing our money. You had RLG, and I'll name them. Roland Agambers.
Listen, you see, no,
You know, it's important for-
Ibrahim.
Yes, Roland.
Investigations have been undertaken, and adequately, when these investigations have been undertaken, we have some conclusiveness to the subject. We also need to acknowledge that as people who undertake public commentary on these subjects. Now, I would want to change the subject
Isn't it
because
amazing?
on page, yes, it is amazing. It is amazing. What you're saying is amazing. No, you will not get a rebuttal, sir.
Oh, but it's not fair.
Yeah, okay.
After all the things you have said.
The president,
I'm giving you the truth.
the president has been to London, or currently is in the UK.
Fred, relax now.
Okay, I'm
You know
worried.
you are thieves.
No, Fred,
And I'm just
please.
giving.
Okay, did you hear that?
I'm just
No,
laying
so
it out.
okay, did
So,
you
so
hear
you
that?
let me ask this
But
question.
is it not true?
Is it not true?
Let
You
me.
said, I know we are thieves. Did
But
hear
you know that.
Let me.
You said some of the things you're doing is not right. You said it.
Mr.
You said
Ibrahim,
it's not good.
Mr. Ibrahim, please.
He came and said it himself.
I keep telling you, some of the examples you're using, you need to use them advisedly.
So I should-
And
I need to-
No, listen. For example, you
I need to
started
close
with
my words.
Elvis Afri Yankra,
Yes.
and I told you, there's no body in Ghana.
Yes.
A constituted body
Yes.
that says that Elvis Afri Yankra undertook corruption while in office.
I said that?
So, no.
Have I said
You
that?
said
But in
corruption.
any
Then
case-
you
Have I
make
said
Elvis
that?
Afri
No,
Yankra.
no.
No, you see,
Honorable
now
Afriaka
two.
was in Brazil.
Now two.
No commissioner has been constituted.
two.
What happened in Brazil?
Now two.
Before the man
Now
was
two,
reshuffled.
now two, Ibrahim.
So why
Why
was
was he reshuffled?
now two.
Ask
So
yourself.
Ibrahim.
What are
Yes.
you
And
talking
so,
about?
and
You are better than
I,
this.
Come on.
I believe that
Ask
people,
yourself.
You are better
there
than
there-
this.
there- there are
yourself.
various people watching us.
Yes.
We need to make arguments that are very sane to the people. That would also give them very much information as much as
totally
they
agree
need
with you.
to also do onward dissemination of whatever public policy and information is.
Correct. I
So
agree
I
with you.
believe the president currently is in the UK, and he's going to meet the Queen on Thursday. Okay, but the president also has been speaking to a number of issues.